of the masses. It's your baby mama's favorite astrologer. Scrape that crust off that third eye and tap in with Hood in the morning. From Atlantis to Egypt, you are now tapped in with the realest nigga on the internet, the Hood Mystic. The Hood Mystic.
You are now tapped in with the Hood Mystic, your favorite astrologer's favorite astrologer, your favorite mystic's favorite mystic. Time to tap in now. You are traveling with the Hood Mystic.
You are now tapped in.
Stop the music for a second, man. Hold on, time. 1, 2, yo, take the music for a second. Stop the music, yo, hit that shit, money. Hammer. What's wrong with you, man? That shit, man. All together now. Stupid, say peace to the G's, peace to every black people out there. Motherfucking divine. Tell all your black people out there. Peace to the God, motherfucker, ever said, yo. The black man is God and the black woman is the earth and the queen, all right? All right? I said all right? Oh, goddamn right. Now we're going to do it like this.
Cut my mic off, mute. Peace to the family. Somewhere on the planet it's the morning, so somebody is gonna be watching this video in the morning, so it's Hood in the morning whenever I get on here. Peace, Mad Titan. I'm playing this song because it's raining, and whenever it rains, I think about this song. And it really sets the vibration. Gotta listen to the lyrics. Shout out to Stevie Nicks, the November Mage, Black Widow Divine in the building. Of course, we're gonna tap in tonight. You know. And I gotta talk over this so they don't hit me with the copyright. So, you know, fill up the chat room. Let me know you're in the building so I can shout you out before we begin this. Shout out to you, Emma. Shout out to you. Shout out to Brandy. Brandy, we still need to chop it up. Oh man. So y'all don't even hear the song that I'm even hearing. That's so crazy. I'm here vibing by myself. I'll let y'all get a little taste. I'm vibing to this Fleetwood Mac. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, Regina. Peace, chill. Cheers, you. Shout out Hancho, giving us international vibes off in Mexico. She reigns. Joyous, Lorraine, Carlette. Peace, peace. I don't even got no notes today. I'm butt naked today, y'all. Not literally. Man, shout out to you. Muscle Merle's in the building. Man, royalty. Let me straighten up and act right. Shout out to you, she goddess. What's good? She good? I can't see that, but I know it's not gooey. Is she gooey? I don't know. Oh man. Hopefully everybody is feeling good. Peace. Let's get it. Prime, you got a real interesting way of entering a building. It's always on that aspect or that part where everything is awkward. But yes, man, it's the Hood Mystic representing www.hoodmystic.com. I'm so happy that you guys are here to join me. I feel like today is going to be a remarkable presentation. I don't say that often. Generally, when I do say it, I generally mean it. You know, I've been riding a particular wave as of late, and you know, really, it's like tapped in is like, that's me, you know, and tapped in is something that, you know, is not something that you do once and then just forget about it. It's like taking a bath. You want to tap in daily. And so when I'm referencing tapped in, I'm actually talking about plugging into this cosmic energy and staying aligned. And I share information with the greatest hopes of advancement and things of that nature. And I've been on this spiritual tip for a while, and when it wasn't popular, when it wasn't like, on your records and, people looking for a spiritual outlet, we was holding down the fort. And it's so prophetic and it's so divine and it's so psychic. And my whole journey, y'all, started with this root chakra, and just so happy to be bringing that to light and helping everybody else tap in. So shout out to you, Prime Harmonic, for always holding us down. But this weekend, Prime Harmonic will be holding us down literally. Not this weekend coming up, but the weekend after that. So, of course, I was talking to my wife about this earlier. It's like, I want to promote the class that's going to take place on Saturday, but is people already signed up? So in respect to them, y'all don't have to sign up if y'all don't want to. It's going to be an epic 2 days, whether y'all sign up or not. But what we're offering, nobody else is offering. And shout out to Spirit Doula as well. She has taught me to speak more into the value that I'm presenting and the work that I'm providing and putting in. Like, I don't need nobody to pat me on my back or nothing like that. I'm saying it for myself and just to kind of keep myself motivated, because I've been doing this a long time with no response. And the reality is that I wasn't putting in the work to generate a response. I wasn't being as selfless as I needed to be. I was caught up in a particular paradigm of lack, and freeing myself from those particular paradigms and opened up this wave of prosperity and friendships and associations that are serious. Shout out to you, Dark Serpent. Shout out to you, Honcho. Shout out to you, Nikos. All of the November Mage, everybody, Prime, Breeze. Like, y'all really are the people that make this work valid. You understand that it's not like me sitting here talking, because realize that anybody can sit up on YouTube and pop a lot of hot shit, but niggas can vouch that I be sending them cash apps out. I be sending them invoices out. Like, I didn't, I send out money. It's same like if I receive money, I do send out a lot of money, within the community, and people generally know that about me. And it's weird, people would talk to you like, oh yeah, I really need 30. And I'd be like, oh, that's all you need? Sure. It's not to say like you doing something great or doing something like for pride or ego. It's just that I remember needing $30 on some real shit and not either saying it or asking it and being shut down. And, I come like, this is some real rags to riches shit. Like, I come from the bottoms. Like, I tell people all the time, that was literally my neighborhood, Stevens Avenue, Columbus, Ohio, off of Broad Street. If you ask anybody from Columbus, hey, what's Stevens Avenue off of Broad Street? What's that neighborhood called? They'll tell you the bottoms, and so I'm not at the bottom anymore. And at this particular point, it's all about the family. It's all about connecting with the soul group. And you don't connect with the soul group on no broke shit. You connect with the soul group in the realms of prosperity. So shout out to everybody on their trades. We had one of our most successful weeks ever on the Coins and Currents platform. But that's just the beginning, because me and Honcho, we talked about it last night. And he was saying how in the past 2 weeks, he had a major increase. And I was telling him I had made a major increase as well. And we both attributed to, the success mantras that we've been kicking off every Sunday. So next Sunday, Honcho's going to be in Mexico. Like, that's a message within itself, right? He's going to be in Mexico. So that's a word to manipulating the matrix. That's a word to, coins and currents. Because, he's going to be on some fly shit. And from there, we're going to be talking about trading. But what we provide in beyond like signals is the actual spiritual and collective understanding that we're going to be successful. And I know everybody on that team is going to be successful, and they know that I'm gonna be successful. And this is just like this big pool of success, and it's rubbing off. And of course, it costs money to join. However, it's like not even it's not even like, it's crazy because the money that's being invested is being invested. So it's just a whole level of just prosperity and goodness, and it's just like, it's something that I created, and I'm thinking about all of the different things that I can begin to create using my mind and my team, and it's just a beautiful reality. And I just want this for everybody. So this is my root to all of the work that I'm doing, as opposed to just talking about it, and everybody can bear witness if you want to bear witness yourself. If what I'm saying is just somewhat intriguing, we have our own little hub called Slack. And of course, I tell people all the time, Slack is what you make it. If you're not engaging on Slack and making yourself known, then it might not be shit to you. However, it's been a lot of beautiful relationships. Shireen has the Tarot Tuesdays. We got the Manipulating the Matrix Mondays. And not for nothing, like not for money or nothing. It's just a conversation on these concepts where a lot of times people are like, well, I don't have nobody to talk to. I don't have no groups of people that's interested in the things that I'm learning. Well, a lot of it is you kind of not putting yourself out there. So as the sun progresses into Cancer, we will be referencing a lot of this energy of soul family, where a lot of people is going to be on the outside looking in because they refuse to do the work of the energy of Gemini. So what is the work of Gemini? The work of Gemini is being one-on-one with your soul. When you reference the Latin of Gemini, it is just twins. That's what Gemini means. So within esoterica, you have the concept of soul connection. And why is this so vital? Because the next energy that we progress into, this Sirius energy, this Cancer energy, is the energy of wealth, the energy of success, the energy of love, the energy of abundance. But say, for instance, you in discord, you still getting all of that abundance, just the abundance of discord. So it's really, really simple to understand that you are a spiritual being having a human experience and not completely reflecting on the human part. Of course, I get up every day and I go to my office and I do work, but my life is a complete and utter dream. I'm able to help exponentially to the point, like I'll help you to the point that you don't need my help no more at this point. But my moon is in Cancer, so I'm more or less tapping into my subconscious mind and letting everything follow. So all my Cancer babies, it's really simple for us. However, if we don't have that self-value or even that self-awareness of our abundance, and we're trying to get out here and get it with your brands and your things and your that and your this, and maybe I'm just talking about me, but what I realize is that when I fully utilize everything that I had already to its maximum capability, then it was a natural ascension. But I used to always feel like I wasn't good enough, or I didn't have enough value to provide, whether I was good enough or whether I was providing value. Because a lot of this journey, people have been, patting me on the motherfucking back. You feel me? You was the man. You was the man, But I tell you what, it never really meant shit because I never said it to myself. Or how could I say it to myself where I don't know where my value is? Because my North Node is in Gemini. My future is developing this relationship with my soul. And as we deal with this third deacon, we're actually having to brace with the subconscious discord. So the subconscious discord is that part of your subconscious that receives negative stimuli, because the subconscious is unbiased. So me, I like a lot of hip hop. I done seen a few movies that's been pretty gruesome. I just be watching a movie and, you know, you'll just see gun violence and things of that nature just out the blue. And my eyes are watching and I'll observe it. And in my subconscious, I can actually feel that my subconscious is receiving it to be real. So generally in the dream world, my subconscious mind is also going to protect me from the violence that I'm subjected to, because part of your subconscious is going to replay the Future songs, the Boosie Badass songs, you name it, right? You know, I grew up in the 90s, and, you know, they don't call me the hood mystic for nothing. You know, I love hip hop, but it's imagery when, you know, absorbed by the subconscious through repetition. You can have these particular dreams and these particular visions that your subconscious mind will just say, look, you don't need to see this. So when you dream, you just have a whole blackout and wake up, you know, ready to start your day. And then it's like, I have trouble dreaming. So I've been on a conscious, constant removal of negative vibrations. And even though I'm not perfect, I still have to deal with it and begin to actually go hard in that aspect of kind of minimizing the kind of hip hop energy in the violent movies, because I know this. And as the sun goes into Cancer, we've been seeing a lot of like upkick in violence and things of that nature. Because what I'm going to talk about today, and I'm not going to talk about astrology this whole video, I'm going to talk about a lot of real ass shit. And so when I reference this real ass shit, I want us to all take into account a consideration that maybe it's 50 people on this live, whatever the numbers is, and understand that there's like millions of our people, that the 50 people in this live will be like, yeah, that's some real ass shit. That's real. But the scary part is that the majority of us either would understand it to be real, they just won't even be able to absorb it, because the technology and the algorithms and the censorship is so real. So that's why I'm in my office space every day, making it happen, trying to make it happen in the real world in multiple facets, because I can't depend on technology to support me when I'm a real ass person. You know, I'm not gonna play by your rules if I don't agree with your rules. That's just weird. And the reality of particular rights is an illusion, because when you do the etymology of rights, that gets into RIGHT, but then you do RITE, right? And that's rituals. So the right to do this or the right to do that is you actually programming your subconscious mind to create your reality. That's just another level, but we'll talk about that. Because we're in the driver's seat because we are spiritual beings. But if we are unaware of our spiritual being, then we have no power. You can manifest any reality that you want to be in from this perspective. However, you're in the perspective of humanity, and there's nothing wrong with humanity other than the fact that it's filled with a whole bunch of lies and half-truths that we can bear witness to. Yet when we reference like educational systems and, you know, employment structures, or just going to the store to get a glass of lemonade or something to that effect, we have those particular rights revoked. So then what is the recourse? You have to begin to declare your own rights, proclaim your own rights, because there are no rights, because they tell you what to do. Whether you have factual knowledge, or you should say, well, if I breathe in a mask, it is going to get me sick. So what? You're not going to get this water. So you're going to put on this mask and breathe, like, you know, so there's no such thing as a right, you know. So it is a such thing as a right, but not in the way that we think. So we're going to deal with a lot of this etymology. We're going to deal with a lot of these channels I've been getting a lot of energy from Notorious B.I.G., Christopher Wallace. And another thing about this is I was listening to him all day, and then at the end of the day, I had these ingredients that I already had. Well, anyways, it just led me to the store, and I'm in the Botanica listening to Biggie. It's weird, right? In the Botanica, I got on my Bluetooth, I'm listening to Biggie. But I already know what I'm getting. I'm getting wormwood. I'm getting start with a H. It don't start with a H. It start with an M, mugwort. But it take you to heaven, so maybe that's the H word I was thinking about. So mugwort, and then I got 5-finger grass, and I already have valerian root, and I had one more. Oh, the rose petals. I had those 5 ingredients, and I'm like, this Soulmate tea. So I take that. The beginning. So it's Friday now. It's Friday, and I've been taking it since Monday. So let me tell you, those 5 ingredients put together in a little tea bag, taken before bed, will have you dreaming and have you attracting your soulmates. And it's almost seamless. And the idea, if you think soulmates is a romantic idea, then you'll be blocked automatically. Like, you're not even in the vibration of attracting a soulmate tea, so that's going to go in one ear out the other. You're going to just keep drinking your Sprite. However, if you in the soul practice, into the soul development, then this tea will actually take you to the next level. And do I get anything from you taking this tea? Absolutely not. Can you buy these ingredients from your local Botanica? Absolutely. If you can't go to a local Botanica, can you buy these ingredients online? Absolutely. So I'll drop those 5 ingredients. If Jazz is on the chat, he'll type the ingredients: mugwort, wormwood, 5-finger grass, rose petals, valerian root. Game over. Okay, the thing of it is, with this Gemini energy, you got to be okay with your subconscious giving you its distorted images, because it's like clearing out the files, and it got to clear out the files. It's like working overdrive. This is why, like, you on this live right now, even if you don't listen to nothing else that I say, if you resonate with what I just said just then, make sure you procure those ingredients, right? And get tea bags too, so you don't be having no messy ass tea, right? Get a whole pack of 100 bags of tea bags for $2. You still with that messy ass tea, drinking all those herbs and shit. Anyways, but as the energy is kind of moving into Cancer, so it moves into Cancer July 16th. So your subconscious and all of this soul energy is working overdrive, because it has to clear as much as it possibly can, because it knows about increase. Maybe you don't know about increase, but your soul knows about increase, and this is a normal process, you know. So, and also, of course, I'm speaking to the minority and numbers wise, but less is more, of course. But in the majority, most people not even aware of the cognizance of their negative thinking and the power that it holds in their realm of manifesting. Oh yeah, Mama Mystic is the inspiration. Mama Mystic do it for real. I'm just on some old regular stuff. Her whole swag is just something different. You know what I'm saying? So that's an exclusive club as well. So it's just like, for those who have ears, they'll listen. For those who have eyes, they'll see and understand it's an internal game. And the most important thing is the womb, right? So, you know, it's funny, man. But having a woman that's conscious, but not conscious in information, or not conscious in ego, like, it's like no chest pumping or nothing, just conscious in work and conscious in love and conscious in receptivity to spirit. Man, that shit is a whole nother level. It'd be crazy. Like, that set the bar real high, you know, to where it's like soulmates, like it don't get no better than that. Like a complimentary piece that is to support you, and sometimes it just like a dream come true. And everything that I speak to, and anybody can bear witness to my channel, my whole foundation for everything has been the love that I have for my wife, or the love that she had for me. I can't really tell a lot of times. And as I kind of, and I'm saying that to say, even that, I still had blockages in our relationship. And one of those blockages that I had was the fear of death, because I've seen death a lot. And so as I'm doing my dream tea and my soulmate tea, I had to do one final level boss. And that was the part of my dream world where I don't really like, because it's like very traumatic. It hasn't really been healed. And the reason why it hasn't been healed is because I never talk about it, right? Because I'm so afraid that if I reference it, I'm going to bring it into manifest. So, but that's a trap within itself. So I had a dream where it was extremely violent, and generally I don't say anything. However, I had to kind of talk about it today. And it was really healing for me personally. I don't know how my wife felt about it, but I felt free from the actual fear of death. Because I can sit here every day and talk about I'm a spiritual being having a human existence, but I do know that life is fragile. And, you know, the breath is not something that can be taken for granted. And so I had to explain to her, like, in telling her this dream, I was explaining to her, like, so this is why I'm very present with you guys, why I'm present with my children, why I'm present with you, because I don't take nothing for granted. Like, I love my children, you know? It's just crazy. Like, because in the midst of like anger, sadness, confusion, being lost, you are not in contact with the love that you have for your family. But when you are in touch with the love that you have for your family, things begin to make sense and things kind of play themselves out. But in this process of doing the soul work, you figure out what's important, and then when you figure out what's important, you really hit it, and it makes sense, and it's not like a force or a strain, because you're not taking it for granted. And if it's a position where it's like, okay, you're dragging my energy down, or you want to argue or fight, then I've even learned to remove myself. So it's not even a point of perfection. It's just a point of really knowing where the source comes from. So of course I'm setting the table for everything that I'm about to talk about now, but I'm just giving people an astrological background. And of course I'll reference these actual points in my talk, and I'm not trying to talk over you, but this is how I talk to my son. So I just kind of like to keep it consistent. And if it gets to a point where I'm talking to a point that it don't make sense to you, then I say stick around. And I'm not talking anything, like I'm not doing no magic tricks at a particular point. I'm just really regular, just like you. I don't walk to the corner store and bought a bag of chips before and a juicy, you know. I done went to the beauty supply store and got some goddamn sporting waves and a do-rag, you know. I done went to churches and got a 2-piece, you know. It's not like I'm talking from a place that's like super spiritual miracle. I'm just a person that is a North Node in Gemini and have learned that the most important thing to my life is this soul relationship. And what that must transform is my humanistic views. And the main humanistic view that needs to be broken down, and maybe I'm just speaking to myself, is that fear of death. Because you don't die, right? It's just a transition. But it's interesting to say and to think about and to articulate and pontificate on But when when you think about yourself and you think about the love that you have, you either perpetuate a fear or you perpetuate the fact that nothing is guaranteed, and this moment is a point where you can actually express love. And so I try to be in that space as much as possible in everything that I do. And even more, I'll double down on that. It's required me to be really, really busy. I'm like in demand. Like my whole life is scheduled, and you know, I'm making major moves, and I can see myself doing a lot of big things in life. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying like, damn, I came a long way. And if any of this sounds interesting, then I can show you how. And this might not be interesting to everybody, but I want to show you a simple way that you could begin to learn yourself and you could begin to teach your children. Because the reality is that nobody is going to teach your children the truth. So we need to find our truth within ourselves. We have to remember our truths, and then we have to begin to bring it to the surface. So our truth is more creative and intuitive, where society says that your truth is found in literature and documents and information. So you as a human being have to use your critical mind. This is where it gets tricky. You have to rely on resources that have blatantly distorted your worldview and had you thinking something about yourself for no rhyme or reason, or having you experience particular things for no rhyme or reason other than we don't know the game or we don't know the laws. So the first thing that I want to address is that tomorrow is 7/11. So I want everybody to hold that day in high regards. I want you to really honor your ancestors in a magical, divine, gateway type of way. A lot of people say September 11th, but if you do the etymology for sept, you get 7, right? So everything is reversed when you think about the games. And I'm not going to get into the deep esoteric mumbo jumbo because I don't want to lose people. I just want to say that if you think that you're black, then that means that you think that you are a color. And when you think about an Italian, or you think about a Austrian, or you think about a Frenchman, or whatever the case, whatever you call them, or somebody from Swiss, they're referencing a location and a lineage. But us, and it's not a racial thing, because it may be melanated individuals that identify with like Trinidad and Tobago, or Haiti, or countries and regions in Africa with a lot of tradition and history and lineage. And that's beautiful, right? But I didn't have that. And this conversation, I'm talking to you, but I'm speaking about myself because I don't want to offend anybody. And the reason why I would offend you is because your conditioning has you believe in a lie. And if you break from that conditioning, and if you suffer from cognitive dissonance, it's going to hurt. So I've been really struggling with a lot of this like presidential election things. Once again, I'm talking for myself. I'm not a political person, but the thought of Joe Biden running for president is just really bugged out for me. Because I'm thinking about the crime bill and the wordage, and me as a young man figuring that it was my just natural rites of passage to go to prison because everybody around me went to prison. I feel that was kind of crazy. And it's all because not sometimes you say like, oh, it was based on him, and they don't have no credit. But in doing the research, he's taking full responsibility for writing the 1994 crime bill. And from there, fast forward to 2020, he's having an interview with Charlemagne, and the thing that he said was, if you don't vote for me, you're not black. And I was like, yeah, and that really stuck with me. Like that really hit home with me. And of course I'm talking for myself, because of course, like that's when I've always been like not into media, but this was really like a real turning point, because it was just like, we have to identify with a label or a title, and we don't even know the history. And of course, it's some of us like, no, but I watched Taj Tariq, or I listened to the Moors and this, that, and the third, and it's not even about that with me. I'm saying, just as a normal conversation, when you do the basic etymology of black, it breaks down to pale, colorless, or albino. So within a basic definition, we can't be black. But is that gonna stop millions of melanated individuals to label themselves as such? So when you reference like Blanco or Bianca or Bianchi, the same thing as saying black, but in those translations, it's a white color or a clear color or fair color. So this whole energy change when they begin to label people through colors. And the reason that they did this was, for one, it took away our power. And it made everything be apparent that we just didn't know anything. As if you have a lineage and you have this birthright and this inheritance, and you don't even know how to identify yourself. You identifying yourself as a color, and then you say, well, no, I'm not black, I'm a Native American tribe. That's the same thing. Because you still falling in this particular jurisdiction, you still falling into a hole. So it's like when they tell us to wear masks and people just start wearing masks. When they tell you to protest and people just start protesting. When they tell you to stop working, people just stop working. When they tell you to close your business, people just close their business. And this overall authority, nothing in the Constitution of this country references an authority on no level. We only elect representatives for us based on where we live, and they supposed to represent our voice. We have the freedom to do and live as we please. However, when we under the spell of word magic and colorable law, we just saying, all right, it's Law and Order Special Victims Unit. We just gonna be in Law and Order Special Victims Unit world. And that's all it is. It's just a bad episode of Law and Order Special Victims Unit, because they figured out the one thing that can trigger you into suspense at this point. We've been so desensitized. At first it was OJ and the white and the Bronco. Oh, that was, riveting television. Now they have high-speed chases every day in LA. Nobody care, right? So we've been completely desensitized to what we draw our interest in, and now it's just pulling. However, the overall gist of this is that because we allow things to happen, don't mean that it's right and exact. And because we operate in a system of unawareness and lack of knowledge, don't mean that there's nothing that we can do about it. These are man-made laws, and these man-made laws are built upon legalese, and this legalese is just an overall spell. And the reason that we not actually interested in reversing the spell or making our lives better from a spiritual standpoint is because we trying to win the damn game. We trying to play Ready Player One. We trying to actually be in Ready Player One and win in that. We're trying to get all of the keys and go viral or something to that effect. So it's this greed and this ambition within the realms of natures that's not right and exact with spiritual principles or just basic constitutional understandings. Meaning that if we're not studying law as a collective, then there's no way we can come to a common consensus, because in the same sense, a person will say, well, it don't matter that we black. It's cool that we black. It's cool that we don't have no identity. It's cool that we have no identity, but we then want to play identity politics. Tell me how does that work? We actually need a space and a time. And so when you think of calling yourself black or Indian or colored or this, that, and the third, no, we have a space now and we have a time. Well, let me reverse that. We have a time, which is now, and we have a space, which is America. So don't complicate this thing. You are original American. You are an American. Period. You're not an African American. You're not a black American. You're not a colored American. You are the American. Everybody else is hyphenated, right? So it's just one of those things that until we actually understand what it is to be an actual being that holds space in a land, I'll do you one better. I gotta digress and then I gotta come back because I find that what I'm about to say might be extremely valuable. So we're back in Detroit and my wife has some time to connect with a lot of her old friends. And because of that, I feel like she's come back a completely new person and really refreshed and restored and renewed and things of that nature. However, when trying to convey particular healing and particular prescriptions, it's somewhat difficult. And the reason why is because as much as my wife will pour into them love and healing, what my wife cannot do is bathe them in nature. So a lot of our relationship, a lot of our intelligence, a lot of our wisdom, and this is a big secret, not a secret any longer, is because we bathe in nature. I mean, we surround ourselves in nature. We spend whole days in nature. Now, Detroit, this area is not really like that. However, we done sowed our seeds and settled our oats, and nature ain't going nowhere. We can go back, as soon as we have this baby. So that ain't nothing. We got our stripes, right? However, I can see that what needs to happen is like major road trips and van trips, and like, all right, y'all about to come with us to these mounds, the Serpent Mound. Y'all about to bathe in this nature, gonna smoke a couple joints and, have a good time, have some bonfires, because the conditions of the city do not allow you to actually wake up to your nature. Like, your true nature is found in nature, but when you condition to the city and its particular structures, you can't get enough readings. You can't, like, a lot of people get readings and still religious, right? Readings don't elevate you. Actually applying the reading elevates you. Actually putting forth the energy forth that a person provides you is going to get you, because no reader can save you. Nobody can make it happen for you. People can assist you. However, when you bathe in nature, you don't need no assistance. You tapped into the same energy that the plants and the trees is tapped in. But that was a digression. Let's get back to this in the realms of what it means to be colorable. Because to be black is only to be black in appearance only and not in reality. So to be black is not actually what it purports itself to be. And this is the laws for which we are under. You know, they say it's a law to wear a mask, right? There's also a law that is stated that we are only under the appearance and not in true reality. So my thing is, who are you in reality? Are you a label? Are you a symbol? Are you a color? Or are you a spiritual being having a human experience? Now, when you come to like land and title and inheritance, that doesn't fall under the jurisdiction of tribal things of that nature. Why? Because a lot of tribes were destroyed. So how am I going to get my particular it's not even reparations, it's just overall land rights, because this is your land. It was occupied and taken over. So when they occupy your land and strip you from your lineage and your history, you damn right they gonna tell you from Africa. You damn right they gonna tell you that you black. You damn right. They not gonna say the truth. Why would they? And then when you have millions of people who really feel that they are something strictly in appearance, and when you do a basic etymology, you're not even that. You're not even what you purport yourself to be. You only what mainstream media tell you to be, depending on the time, energy, and age. I wouldn't imagine if people would progress to just actually calling themselves Black Lives Matter, like as a race. Like, no, I'm Black Lives Matter. I can see that. Why can I see that? Why do I see that as a reasonable expectation? Because in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And that's John chapter 1, verse 1. It was such a spiritual reward to have a son named John. That was like a present from the heavens. Y'all have no idea. But I want to tell y'all something. In the beginning was the Word. In the beginning, it wasn't the action. In the beginning, wasn't the reading. In the beginning, wasn't the aesthetic. In the beginning, wasn't the ayahuasca. In the beginning, wasn't the Bobby Hemmett video. In the beginning, wasn't the spiritual journey. In the beginning, wasn't trauma. In the beginning, wasn't karma. In the beginning, wasn't my baby daddy. In the beginning, wasn't my baby mama. In the beginning, wasn't my mama abandoned me. In the beginning, wasn't. In the beginning was the Word. In the beginning was the Word. Y'all don't even understand. You can hear that a million times and still not even get it. So when you reference your life and what you want out of it, in the beginning, it's going to be your word. And if your word, and whether you know this or not, your word is with God. So a lot of times people say, oh, I ain't this, I ain't got that, or I'm not going to have this. And boy, I wish, and ooh, the best thing is, oh, I want. Oh, you want it, don't you? But in the beginning was the Word. So all of this is word magic. And if you into this media, music, entertainment, you watching movies and shit, breaking them shits down on YouTube, trying to be deep, your subconscious mind don't care how deep you is. And a lot of these, like, conscious scholars and things of that nature, they struggling with the same thing. Like, imagine a person just sitting telling you, yeah, I watched 5,000 movies. Man, your subconscious mind must be filled with gunk. I ain't watched the movie all of 2020. My wife will bear witness. I haven't made it through a whole movie from beginning to end. I catch bits and pieces like, all right, I'm out, y'all. I can't. It's too much for me to be doing out here in these streets to give a movie 2 hours. That, I mean, we got Owasan and Jay Woo. Like, they probably on this chat right now. Got a colder movie than anything you gonna see in a cinema. I be getting into shit like that. Like, people that I know that be doing art. Like, cause they coming from a spiritual perspective. I don't need to be into this mainstream media. I ain't in high school no more. I don't need to keep up with the Joneses. Oh, you heard such and such? Are you seen such and such? I know you seen that movie on Netflix, Hood. Hell no, I ain't seen that movie. My subconscious mind don't want to absorb that junk. In the beginning was the word. I've absorbed enough lies in my lifetime that I gotta actually, I have an actual purpose to reverse this whole paradigm. This is my life's work. I'm sitting here saying shit that I know people ain't gonna feel me on, but I know it's the truth. So you can play this shit 10 years from now and still bear witness. Like, I got content like that. Not to brag, but in the beginning was the word, and the word was God. I bear witness to all of this shit. And it's not even a point of like braggadocio or nothing like that. But when this shit was revelation, it was revelation. So if I know it's revelation, I gotta understand what revelation is talking about. Oh, it's all about the transformation of the human being and the awakening of his soul. And what does that look like in real time? Beyond the spookism and all of the abstract, esoteric mumbo jumbo. Look at me, I got 15 books that I'm reading on one subject. Looking ass. All in the beginning was the word, and the word was with God, and the word was God. And the word was God. I'm depressed, Hood. The word is God, fam. Why is you bringing that energy into your life? No, but I'm depressed. I know you depressed. You keep saying it. If you get into the point that you can verbalize your depression, that means that you've accepted it a million times in your head. So I know by the time you expressing your deepest, darkest regrets, that shit is already damn near cemented in your mind. Why? Because the word is God, but a Gemini word though. Cause we on a train of thought. We not on a smishmash smorgasbord of thought. This ain't no random conscious nigga just spouting out hypotheses and shit. We talking about Gemini. And Gemini is clear with his expression. It means twins. So, is it the words that I'm saying to you? No. It's the words that I'm saying to myself. So, if I'm saying, man, I'm depressed, I'm lonely, when I get alone, I just want to cry, or I played Dreams by Fleetwood Mac because, I don't know, I used to hate the rain. But when they dropped that lyric, and when the rain washes you clean, you know, I feel that. So when it rain, I throw that Fleetwood Mac on. I look at my wife and my children. I'm like, something good is about to happen. This negative energy is being washed away. And that's the perspective. Why? Because the word is God. You niggas want to make it complicated and act like it's all of this particular rigmarole you got to do, when you got to actually get into your inner self-talk. So what is your inner self-talk? Damn, this nigga Hood, he out here balling and shit. He's supposed to be spiritual. Why you ain't dusty and broke? And it's funny because you don't know my story. If you knew my story, you would be so happy for me right now. Because I did this shit the right way. And I meaning that I started from the bottom and I didn't skip no steps. I didn't get no cosign. I didn't get no whirlwind. I took it one step at a time. Anybody bear witness when they talk to me on the phone. Hey, Hood, how you doing? Man, I'm taking it one day at a time. Anybody, how you doing? Man, I'm taking it one day at a time. I don't be saying that shit for play. Nah, I take this shit one day at a time. How can I maximize my day? I set up my day, I execute my day, and then I come home. I look at my children and everything is right in my world. Now, y'all niggas want to watch the news all day, be on Twitter, be on Instagram. Hey, that's y'all bag. That's what's up. But understand what it's doing to your subconscious mind. My wife just told me Amazon said that they was going to take away TikTok. If you got TikTok on any device where company information is being exchanged, remove TikTok. And Amazon just now saying this in July. I knew that shit when y'all was doing the goddamn Savage dance. What was the Tootsie Slide, all of that shit. I'm like, all of this stupid shit so China could be just getting all types of juice and drip from the American government. Like it's just all a game. And I'm just like, if I knew this in February, Amazon didn't know that too, and they making trillions of dollars. I ain't that tapped in now. That don't make no sense though. Tell me how that makes sense. So part of this actual journey as we progress into this Syrian energy, in 2017, my YouTube page would still be a dusty, rusty, crusty. Like in my first videos, like when you clicked on them, a poof of dust. Like your whole room would be dusty just watching my shit. My wife laughing because it's true. I don't know what that background was. That background was some trap shit. Like, and I wasn't even selling drugs. It just was, I don't know what was going on, man. I was swinging for the fences. Okay. I'm just being honest. So 2017, I'm like, this chakra shit is cool, but I'ma do it though. I'ma do it. I'ma research. I'ma figure it out, and I'ma take everybody along the ride with me. And what was once a dusty YouTube channel, you know, my whole shit did a whole transformation, Jack. I was putting out videos, getting thousands of views. I'm like, whoa, this is too crazy. Where did this come from? I plugged in, I tapped in, I activated my root chakra. That's no lie. Okay. And I feel, and that's why I say, you can sign up to the class next on the 17th and 18th or not. I'm gonna be in the class, and when Prime is doing his guided meditation, I'm gonna be a student just like y'all. You understand? And I'm just like, damn, y'all can't see look at me. Y'all can't see two melanated divine masculines coming together on the strength of elevating and connecting in space and time. Like, me and Prime gonna be there for conversation, and man, if this was in real time, we'd be having tea and crumpets after this joint. You feel me? Like, we here. Prime on the track right now. So it ain't like we ain't ducking or hiding. We here. But we not here with no purpose. We here to elevate and execute transformation in real time. So when we reference the root chakra, we're referencing our Ganesha principle. So I'm gonna get into that, and I'm gonna just say that we're utilizing your full body. So within this, I'm giving full body exercises. Prime is giving a guided meditation. And then after the webinar, I'm giving you a 4-week workbook so you can activate your chakras with these activities and the MP3 file of the guided meditation so you can sleep to it, or you can meditate to it. You could ground to it. And it's not going to be on YouTube. It's not going to be free. It has value. And we're doing this every month, every chakra. And of course, you might feel like that's not for me, because it's not. But if you're thinking that it's for you, I'm just letting you know that it's available. Because every time I talk to somebody, it's like, well, how do you? And I can't. And I wish it was more people that thought like me. And I provide the platforms. And then it's like you cricket, or you on some mouse shit. So I mean, I try, you know, but I'm a deal with the benefits of having a whole bunch of talented people around me. Like, it ain't even far-fetched that we gonna be millionaires. We just concocted the craziest idea in our Coins and Currents group that I'm not even about to say. What I'm about to say is the Lord of Beginnings, the energy of Ganesha. This is how we actually plug in. So when you look at Ganesha and you look at Shiva, you look at Parvati and all of this, it's just all like esoteric mumbo jumbo. And I don't like that. I don't like esoteric mumbo jumbo. I want to know what it means. So in really breaking down this channel, I was listening to Notorious B.I.G. Okay, now I got the full channel. All right, so of course I gotta add my wife, because my wife always inspired me on these missions. She was making a steam for a friend, and she like, I need you to go to the Botanica and get me something. She didn't give me no direct remedy. She was just like, I need something for her. She just starting new or something. She ain't give me no instructions or nothing. So I'm in the spot. No. But when I leave, I'm listening to that Biggie though. And I just run the whole life after death, because I'm like running errands and stuff. I'm like on my errand boy shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm driving, parking, getting out, hopping back in, that type of deal, right? Running errands. It's cool though. I like that my wife be asking me to do stuff, because she's so independent. Like, you know what I'm saying? She don't never ask me for nothing. So it's like, now she be asking me for stuff. I be feeling pride in my heart. Like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Anybody say something, oh, I'm getting something for my wife. She pregnant, you know. I don't know. It do something to me anyways. Listening to that Biggie. But when I'm listening to that Biggie, I'm hearing it. Because when I was growing up, it was just the beats. That's what I heard. I just heard the beats. For real. So I know that CD, but I just know it by the beats. I didn't hear the words. So as I'm like growing up, I'm learning to kind of listen to people's words, and I'm just listening to like, I'm just blown away by his lyricism and like his cadences and his flows and his patterns and his rhyme schemes and his stories. I'm just like, yo, he's nasty. And then I was like, all right, I'm gonna run the first one. So I run Ready to Die. And that one was just crazier because he was raw with it. And I was like, but then he got this song. We all know the remix, the One More Chance remix. But the original is like, I never heard that song before. Like, as many times as I heard it, I didn't listen to it. But it's like a song, and he's talking about like his sexual prowess. And it's like he's saying like how like he's like black and overweight and it don't matter though. I still like take you to that next level. It don't like don't let a cover fool you, or whatever that saying go. Like, it's like basically I put it down in the bedroom and the girls is like, give me one more chance and things like that. But I'm looking at the album titles. All of this is, I'm gonna compare this to Ganesha in a second, but I'm looking at the album titles and it's like Ready to Die and then Life After Death. I'm like, damn. And it don't hit me, but I go to the spot and get the stuff. But I'm thinking like I get a road opener. And so with the road opener, I'm like, all right, who I want to attach to this, or what other pieces. So I get like a bracelet for her, and I get some Ganesha incense. And that was the first thing. So I'm like, all right, bet. But then I'm like, oh, it hit me, because I'm then now doing the research for Ganesha. So Ganesha, he is his mother's child. But then like when he meet his father for the first time, his father kills him. But then he's reborn. So I'm like, oh shit, this is Biggie is Ganesh. Like, oh. And I'm like, okay. And then it's all kind of making sense, because it was like, if you listen to the albums, they more orchestrated and more planned and more mythological than they are like artistry of like mainstream meat of like music. Like, what I'm saying is, the powers that be knew that Christopher Wallace was a deity incarnate. I do you one better. You would just have to find that episode of Supernatural where like they have all of the gods, the ancient Hindu gods, and they all sitting at a round table, and at first they look like regular people, and then like when stuff pop off, they kind of turn and transform into like these like Ganesha. He turned into an elephant, but before he looked like an elephant, he just looked like a nigga like Biggie. So that's one aspect, but another part of tying it into the because Ganesha is also Ishu. Ishu is like the energy of the gateways, but it's also Mercury, the conscious mind. Biggie is a wordsmith, and like he probably the best person ever to do that thing that they call rap or hip hop. Like, that's why his whole situation had to be mythologized. Like, because if you listen to like Life After Death and then have the like reality that like the coincidence even that like he actually died after he put that CD out, then that's kind of like, all right, that's too much of a coincidence. So it's more of like a planned approach to just this overall God energy. So we basically dealing with the God incarnate. So I just began to do more research on this actual energy and this actual deity. So Ganesha is the Lord of beginnings. This is the energy that can activate your root chakra. This is you plug it into your source energy. And when you plug into this source energy, it's like you are now able to charge and take control of your life. You are able to speak things into existence. Now, Biggie is an example of speaking things into existence. It's just that he's just spoke the wrong shit into existence. If he put out a CD called Big Fat Millionaire, then he would have just lived that particular energy. But he literally put out a CD called Ready to Die and Life After Death, because even though he was a god and he had that Gemini relationship with his soul, you still don't absolve yourself when you absorb in negative content such as gangster movies, gangster music, violence, and things of that nature. You attract it. So even if it wasn't an orchestrated hit, he orchestrated it by himself because he didn't have to say those words. Okay? So when we trying to activate our root chakra, we have to be really, really clear on the words that we say and the energy for which we are actually supplanting in. Like, where's our source? Like, so my wife isn't my source. My grounding is my source. But, you know, we have to learn these processes. I'm not my wife's source. She is her source within herself. But when we were doing the Chakra Nova at the beginning, it was just me and her. So now it is expanded and is resonating and is vibrating and is growing because it works. So we're going to be taking part in this experience and tapping into this root chakra work just with everybody else, because chakras is not like sandwiches or nothing, you know. Oh, I had that chakra before. Like, what are you talking about? How could you have a chakra before? What do you yeah, I activated it before. I was telling this person, like, man, your sacral chakra is unbalanced, and they replied like, I'm on my 158th chakra. I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, whoa, like, okay, you know. So like, people don't even know what I'm even talking about. So that's why it's really important for you to tap into this class, so you can kind of tap into yourself, tap into this energy, and get a clear view. Because what we're talking about is life. We're talking about Earth. So we owe a lot to Earth, whether you're referencing vegetation, agriculture, nature, shelter. Earth provides that. And scientists can't provide us with a replacement for Earth. So as brilliant as a scientist may be, or as charismatic as an actor may be, when it comes to our sustenance, we rely on Earth. And what is so powerful about Earth is that when you plant a seed in the soil, it births new life. So that is Pravati. That is Shakti. So who is Ganesha? Ganesha is the dirt or the soil. It's the sun of that energy. It holds that energy. To whereas we can't even identify it, because when we dig into the earth, all we see is dirt. And the only way you can like actually grow is planting a seed and leaving it alone and letting the mother do her thing. Parvati and Ganesha come together in such a way that they birth new beginnings. This is life, okay? This is not mumbo jumbo. This is not esoterica. This is not, oh, I don't know what you're saying. I'm saying the modality of grounding is the answer to your question. The answer to your question. So those who have ears, let them hear. Those who have eyes, let them see. We will be, all of the links of what I said will be in the description. I do want to point out another thing that we're doing at Spiritual Ascension University. I'm really interested in you guys becoming astrologers. And so I'm putting my time and everything on hold. I haven't been actually making videos, but really I have been making a lot of videos. It's just that my content is being uploaded to the university, and I'm constantly thinking of ways to bring people along. So if maybe you see yourself as a astrologer and you want to be taught the art of astrology, you want to be taught my approach, you want to have me at your beck and call and ask me 101 questions, well, here's your opportunity. And this is the only opportunity for you to have it in reference to me. And in reference to having a conversation with Spirit Doula, she let me know that this is the only thing like this. So I'm taking her cue and taking her advice, that I have to know the value that I hold and begin to move forward with that. And for those that don't like it, it's hella niggas talking random ass astrology a couple motherfucking pages down, you know. So absorb all of the nonsense, all of the trauma that they're referencing, because they not in it like I'm in it. I'm in it, you know. So once again, I'm not bragging, I'm just speaking from my value. And I'm not doing all of this for nothing. I'm doing all of this so we can actually grow. I want you to be, I need an astrologer. I need an understudy. I need somebody that's serious about astrology, wanting to become an astrologer, have a YouTube page so we can support your YouTube page, so we can get you clients, because I literally had to shut down my scheduling. I'm not even booking no apps, but if I had an understudy, that thing would still go, because I'm not, my astrology is not magical. It's pretty straight to the point, and I'm not telling you nothing outside of what I know. And generally, the things that I know get great results. You can check my scheduling page. I'm actually taking readings after August, but you know, check the reviews. You know what I'm saying? Just check the reviews and understand that those people didn't have to lie. They could have said that this was the worst money that they ever spent. I can't believe this motherfucker just lied to me for fucking 2 hours, or whatever the case may be. They could have said anything, you know. So check the reviews. And I'm not saying that so you can book a reading. I'm saying that so you can become an astrologer. That's what I want for you. That's how I'm gonna be rocking, you know, into 2021. I want a whole fucking gang of astrologers that's out here. I'm not about to do these readings no more. I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm too busy. I'm too busy to do readings. So in the process, I'm trying to work people up to doing readings, doing live readings, and just understanding astrology. And it's not gonna happen if you kicking it with me and trying to be my friend. It's gonna happen in a platform where you learn all of the information, you get all of the books, you reference the books, and you take the study as serious as you want to take it. Because with me, learning astrology was not easy. My wife can bear witness of the notebooks and the time and effort and energy it took for me to learn this craft. However, I wanted it. So if you saying, well, did you making it easy? I don't know. It's not an easy subject. It was an easy subject wait a second. Hold up. If it was an easy thing to do, everybody would be resonating and impacting at the same frequency as we are. But they're not. So the reality is that we have value and we have something different, that if you interested, join the Spiritual Ascension University. This is the beginning. This university is going to be amazing with or without you, not to be mean. But this is for our people. I'm selling books every day to my people. Fubu. No. For me, by me. I don't got no middleman. It's an amazing experience when you able to tap into this Gemini energy. Cause I ain't shit. I used to walk to the store and buy a goddamn pack of mouths and, you know, waste my time watching movies and things of that nature. But as we tap into this Cancer energy, the love for my family, the pursuit of wealth, the promise of abundance, that's now a reality. So with that being said, man, this is my presentation. I just want you all to, you know, take the time and effort and energy to read the links in the description. Do your due diligence. Understand that this is the beginning phases of something great. So if you have negativity and anger, or, you know, whatever just negative polarizing forces you have towards me, that shit don't got nothing to do with me, you know. So exercise those demons, you know, actually get on the winning team, you know, the team that's doing it right, And, you know, it's not just me, it's everybody that's involved, you know. So with that being said, I'm going to close this presentation out. I said what I needed to say, and now I got to get back to more work. So I'll see you guys on the flip side. Utilize the links in the description. Email me if you got any additional questions to anything that I said. hoodmystic@gmail.com. Of course, the website is hoodmystic.com. My wife's site, altercreations.net. Yes.